Geeta, yes, you have spoken about Jafar Express incident and Kuzdar of 21st May. But this condemnation with regards to Pahalgam, April 22nd, it has happened. I mean, most countries stood with India, barring China, who have gone on to say that this, Pahalgam terror attack must be condemned, something that Prime Minister spoke about today. He also spoke about it immediately after the Pahalgam terror attack. Now that it has been incorporated in the Tianjin Declaration, do you see this as a victory for India?
Well, it's a significant one, Maria, but let's be very real. One is that China did not support India, supported Pakistan in the entire all through the operation, but China did condemn the Pahalgam terror attack, and very, very strongly so. Any kind of terrorist attack that takes place is condemned by China, but they did also very strongly condemn the Jafar Express attack. And who did then General and now Field Marshal Asim Munir? Who did he stand up and blame? Who did the Pakistani army spokesperson stand up and blame when that entire press conference took place? They squarely blamed India. And after officially blaming India, like India officially talks about how Pahalgam terror attack has been was Pakistan's doing, the SCO comes together to put that in the joint statement as well. So in a way, while we are looking at the fact that the Pahalgam terror attack has been recognized, condemned by all, which was anyway done by individually by every country, Jafar Express being there, again, a terror attack also goes to show that Pakistan has played that card of I'm also a victim of terror, not realizing that we are not the ones who create the problems in Pakistan. It's Pakistan's own doing, because of which Pakistan today suffers. But they themselves have now started playing the victim card, and that is a problem for us.
One more sentence in this Tianjin Declaration, Geeta, and Wayne. They further stated that perpetrators, organizers, and sponsors of such attacks must be brought to justice. I remember what Prime Minister Modi said soon after the terror attack in Pahalgam on 22nd April. He had gone on to say that India will trace, track, and neutralize every terrorist, their handlers, and perpetrators to the end of the earth.
Absolutely. And that is a message that was sent across all through. You see, SCO declaration is not discussed during the leadership meeting. It is already discussed, detailed out by the officials who are working on the draft. And then there's a massive to and fro that goes on between the SCO secretariat, the officials who are there, and the respective headquarters that are the capitals. So it was all decided on what needs to be there. And the Indian side very clearly spoke about no double standards and the need to combat terrorism. The Prime Minister and the Indian administration making it very clear that their intent is clear. Should India be attacked? And this is a change in how, and a shift, a huge shift in India's policy. Should India be attacked, that the country where those terrorists come from will have to suffer the consequences. Operation Sindoor was an example, and also a major statement in that policy shift that India has made. Never had India ever entered the Punjab since the war, but they did enter the Punjab in Pakistan and took out the terrorist infrastructure there. Pakistan may want to say what it does, but that's the message, and that's what they wanted to be conveyed in this statement as well. But nothing new over here in terms of the conveying of this message against terrorism, Maria. Every SCO summit, every declaration has the intent on paper, penciled down, that they intend to fight terrorism and combat terrorism, that there should be no double standards. That's a standard line of China, in fact, rather than any other country, that there should be no double standards. Over here, condemnation has come in, but again, when it comes to real action, we do know that individual countries will carry their own country interests rather than the bloc. Therefore, SCO still is far from being a cohesive bloc where everybody is aligned.
Okay. Far from being a cohesive bloc where everybody is aligned. Ambassador Sood, we certainly did not expect Pakistan to be aligned with India.
Quite right. But I think, as Geeta pointed out, that this is the universal condemnation of terrorism is nothing new. In fact, SCO has had the grouping of the subgroup of RATS, the regional anti-terrorism thing, where we have joint exercises where Pakistan is also involved. So what does that mean? I think the key point that you seem to be losing in this is the fact that both Pakistan and India are treated at par. I mean, if this program was taking place on a Pakistani news channel, then I'm afraid they would all be celebrating the fact that the terror attack in Pakistan has been included in the same manner in which Pahalgam has been included. So they would be calling it a victory for Shahbaz Sharif. So I don't think we should get carried away merely because Pahalgam has been mentioned. The fact is that both have been mentioned, and that both, in our view, Pakistan is the perpetrator. We are the victim. And so, in that sense, I don't see that we have scored any significant victory, or there is that alignment or anything like that. And if I go back to Op Sindoor, which you referred to in the beginning, I think not just China, but you also had Turkish leader there. And we know the role that Turkey played in providing drones. We also had the Azerbaijan leader there, and we saw the statements that came out of Azerbaijan. So I don't see how we are looking at alignment with the countries with which we have had significant differences on a matter of vital national security interest.
Point taken here. Namrata Hasija, let's start wrapping up this discussion. And as we bring in new guests in 15 minutes from now, your thoughts on the Tianjin Declaration as we wait for the first set of visuals to come in now of Prime Minister Modi's bilateral with Vladimir Putin?
I actually belong to the school where I feel that SCO is just on paper. It's an organization that we have joined, but I think Ambassador Sood and Geeta brought out very significantly that the declaration has nothing new for India. They have again they have placed India and Pakistan on the same this thing. And even if the weakest, to me, the strongest argument that India has, that why we are part of the SCO, to have that connect with the Central Asian country, to me is the weakest, because we can do it on our own. We don't need SCO as a platform to engage with Central Asia. And then when it comes to connectivity, what connectivity are we talking about? Like, there is Pakistan there. I mean, and we know CPEC, we know the connection that is going to come in. It is going to come in through there. So what are we talking about? So for me, it's okay, we are there in the SCO, but it's not going to give any significant results, takeaways, or victories for India when it comes to this SCO summit or any other SCO summit.